Hello, beautiful humans. This is Mahadeva, the Thunder Wizard, and I am the channel for Mahadeva, the Ascended Master, the Timeline Traveler. And I'm going to read a question from one of the viewers, it's actually, there's a few questions in there, but I believe that this is a really good question that a lot of people feel. And so I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to tap into Mahadeva, the Ascended Master, let him answer the question in whatever way he wants. And then we'll see if I have any comments that I'd like to add at the end or not. We'll find out. So let me go ahead and find the question here. So this question asks, in response to the video, How Not to Be Controlled by Human Experience. The question is, so what's the point of life? That's question number one. Of existence, of this whole illusion? That's a second question. What's the point of life and existence is one question. What's the point of this illusion? That is a different question. Goes on to say, I would like to be motivated to accomplish things here in this life that are going to have eternal effects, last eternally and permanently, have significant meaning or impact and influence a lot of people, which will have a large beneficial effect on humanity over time. I have found that meaning yet, and it makes me question if it even, I haven't found that meaning yet. And it makes me question if it even exists. I guess I have an attachment to the idea that if life is to have any meaning or purpose, it has to be based on things that are permanent and stable. Most of my life, he goes on to say, I've had a nihilistic view of the world, life, and human existence in general. Perhaps this is due to the difficult circumstances I was born into, but it's really been hard to find stable, sustainable, motivating meaning, values, or purpose to connect to. I would love to find meaning and purpose, but life just feels empty and unfulfilling. So I think that is a very common experience. I know I've had that exact experience in different periods of my life, and I have a lot of responses to it, but I thought I would go ahead and just let Mahadeva respond. So in order for me to connect to him, I do his 12-syllable mantra. And yeah, I have no idea what he's going to say. So let's go ahead and see. So, by the way, I often use this mudra, which is every single one of the fingers is touching. And you can hold that at your heart center or at your navel center. What this does is it connects all of the parts of the brain. Each of the fingers has a connection to a different part of the brain. That's why there's these different mudras. All these different mudras and all of that actually connects different parts of the brain on different sides of the body. So what we're doing is we're connecting our entire being, all parts of the brain, both sides of the body, male and female. That way it allows my brain to be able to handle large, complex subjects, and allows me to perhaps put into words some of the concepts that might be beyond my immediate human understanding. Got it? So you can do the same thing. You can do this same mantra if you ever want to find wisdom, and you can see for yourself if it works. So here I go. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahadevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahadevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahadevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahadevaya. I am Mahadeva, the eternal being of light, sunshine, wisdom. I am in fact your soul. Breathe into your essence. Feel me within you. Feel the energy coursing through your body. Listen to your heart beating. Feel all of the cells in your body performing functions. Feel the consciousness in all of your body, all of your organs. Feel all the different parts of yourself. And now, feel your mind. The part of your mind that tries to understand. Part of your mind, your brain, as Michael would call your intellect, that thinks. And now feel that the part of you that thinks is not the same as the part of you that feels. That part of you that thinks is separate from all of the cells in the body, all of the organs in the body. It is separate from your emotions. It is separate from your heart. And feel how the more that you think, the more separated and fragmented you become. This question is not a question of feeling. It is a question of thinking. And the thing about thinking is that it creates its own reality. Be in the moment of your reality right now. What is immediately around you? What are the sounds that are around you? What is your body doing? How does your body feel? How do your emotions feel? And what is your intellect thinking? These are all three different things. So now I'm going to ask Michael to open his eyes so that I, through his eyes, can read your question and respond to each of them. First question, what's the point of life, of existence? There is no point. What is the point of watching a sunset? What is the meaning of watching a sunset? What is the point of making love? What is the point of experiencing the beauty of petting a cat, playing with a dog, telling a story to a child? What is the point of that? There is no point. It is something you do because it feels good, because it brings you joy, and it brings joy to whatever you're interacting with. Sitting and enjoying the sunlight hitting you as it's going down and creating beautiful colors on the clouds, feeling the breeze on your skin. There is no point to any of that. In fact, if you were to try to figure out the point of that, you would be very uncomfortable. You wouldn't be connected to the experience. You wouldn't have joy. Your thinking would distract you from your joy. You see where I'm going with this? There's a lot to this question, and it's really not what you're asking. What you're asking me is, do I have any value? How do I find value and relevance? How do I find worth? The assumption behind your question is that your joy will only come if you are approved of. In your question, what's the point of life? That presumes that you could be doing and acting and living in ways that are causing you misery, but your intellect would be comforted by the notion that there was a point to it. So I'm here living in perfect bliss at the nexus of all timelines, the nexus of all energy streams, the nexus of past, present, and future. I live in infinity, infinite light and bliss. There is no point to any of it. Existence is its own reward. On Earth, it becomes challenging because it is not as easy for you to be where I am and to experience what I'm experiencing, which is continuous joy, continuous beauty, continuous love, continuous bliss. And I have that from me. It comes from my own soul, continuing to every single nanosecond coming to life and experiencing itself. And I am one with that eternal now. And every single one of you listening to me has that within you. That place that I dwell, that place of infinite light, infinite joy, infinite bliss, I can tell you exactly where it is. Would you like to travel to it? It's right there in your heart, in your soul. The journey is to find that, to awaken that, and then take off the coat. Take off this illusion that you call life. While still in the body, you can do that. Still being in your human body. And I know for some of you that seems impossible and challenging. Which brings us to the next question. Because you ask, what's the point of this whole illusion? That is a different question. What's the point of life and existence? Joy, bliss, happiness, experience of oneself. What is the point of this whole illusion? To remind you of that. You speak of this whole illusion, and when you say illusion, you have a negative meaning attached to it. It means that you believe that if you were in complete truth, that you would be happy, that this life is lying to you. And so therefore it's creating an illusion which is causing you pain. And the illusion is that you are in pain. The illusion is that you are unhappy. The illusion is that you are unsatisfied. And that is an illusion. It's a very deeply rooted illusion, and it is normal for humans to feel sad and trapped and unsatisfied in the illusion. So that does have a point. Your existence, there's no point to existence. Existence is itself. It's everything. That's when, when you leave your body and you achieve what you believe to be enlightenment, you will just simply be in your own existence, bringing birth to your own awareness every infinite moment that you experience. But this illusion does have a point, and that illusion is to remind you of that. That what is most important about you is that you exist, and that there is nothing. The whole point of the illusion is that you chase after some external happiness, some external validation, some external fulfillment. And you should. This is why you came here, to experience that journey. And the end result of that journey is that you will find yourself. And then you will be able to drop the illusion, which means that wherever you are, no matter what you're doing, you will be filled with the bliss of the awareness of your own existence. That cannot be taken from you. That cannot be found anywhere except within you. But you have chosen to experience this illusion so that you would find that anything outside of you does not bring satisfaction. And so that is the point of this illusion, to remind you to seek within. And don't give up. Don't give up until you find it. You go on to say something else which is also different. You say, I would like to be motivated to accomplish things here in this life that are going to have eternal effects. Why do you need for your accomplishments to have eternal effects? I'll give you my answer. Because you believe that you don't have any value in your own existence. You believe, actually, you feel as though you don't exist. And as we found out, existence is its own value. So if you don't feel that you exist, and obviously you do, you have this incongruity in your being where you know that you exist, but you feel that you don't, then you believe that if you leave something permanent and of lasting, by the way, nothing is permanent in your three-dimensional world anyway. But even if you could achieve something that would last for the rest of three-dimensional existence, that would bring no value to your existence. But you believe that if people see, this person created this, therefore that person has worth. But it doesn't mean that. The only value in what you do is if it brings you joy. If you accomplish something that lasts for eternity and does nothing for your personal enjoyment, for your personal energetic empowerment, then it is meaningless. Because it brings you no connection and awareness to your own existence. The reason why you haven't found that meaning yet is because it doesn't exist. So you can stop looking. You can stop looking to find meaning in accomplishing something. You go on to say that that you want to have impact and influence a lot of people, which will have a large beneficial effect on humanity over time. That again is you wanting to feel value because other people will acknowledge you, either consciously or unconsciously, even if they don't know your name, and they're interacting with whatever it is that you have done to create this lasting effect. You take comfort in the idea that that will bring you value to your existence. Because remember, what you feel is that you don't exist, and yet at the same time you know that you do. So in order to remind yourself that you exist, you create something of value externally that many people will see and acknowledge, and therefore the more people that see it, the more value you will have. But that is the illusion. None of that is true. None of that will bring you any happiness or satisfaction. Now, if, however, you find value within your own existence and you go deep into your own eternal, blissful, all-powerful light that is your soul, then you will come to the awareness that you are everybody else. And that there is a web of energetic, conscious connection, which, by the way, you are all here with me now. The experience of your human life is you just are the slightest bit of a holographic projection, but I can see around me, all of you. You're all here with me. And you're all in bliss and in joy. And you are entertaining yourselves by having this human experience. And the projection believes that it's isolated, and it's not. You're not isolated from your own soul. You can connect to your own soul at any time. The practices that Michael Mahadeva teaches you are brilliant ways to tap into that energy, which is not only you, but everything and everybody else. So you can stop. You have my permission to stop trying to affect anything or anybody else. Now, when you have a desire to be helpful to others because it brings you a greater experience of your own empowerment and your own identity, that's different. But that happens whether they're conscious of it. In other words, if they know that you have done something and they have that awareness of you, it is no less powerful if they don't know. So one exercise that Michael brings, which is an excellent one, which is every single day, do something for somebody, but the rule is they can never know that you did something for them. You do something to help them be happy, but never let them know about it. Then you will learn how to love unconditionally. But right now, your love is conditional because you feel as though, number one, you don't exist. You feel, which of course isn't true, that's the illusion. You feel that you don't exist. You feel that you are not loved. And yet you are. Simply because you exist. And it wouldn't matter if anybody knew of your existence. You would have value if you were all by yourself existing. This is the lesson of celibacy. This is the lesson of living out in the middle of the wilderness like a monk, is to learn that the only thing that brings any real fulfillment is the experience of your own awareness. When being with other people empowers your own awareness, then you find what we call love. Love is just the acknowledgement that we are both independently valuable and we reflect that to each other. Love is when you look in somebody's eyes and you see your own existence shining back to you, which gives you joy. And you see the joy that they get from seeing their own existence in you. This is love. Love is not wanting something from somebody else. There's nothing wrong with wanting that, but that isn't love. Love is self-contained. Love is not earned. Love is not given. Love exists within you. You must love yourself first. So the kindest thing you can do if what you want to do is have significant meaning and impact on other people is to experience yourself and learn how to differentiate between this thinking thing and this feeling thing. The pain that you're experiencing is coming from all the thinking. And the thinking is what's telling you that you need to do something to have value, that you must have a lot of people for eternity know that you did it, or at least you know that you did it for them and therefore you have value. That's all happening in your thinking. It has nothing to do with your feelings. So live in your feelings and act consciously, as Michael would say. And with that, I will leave you. I thought I was going to want to say something. This is Mike Mahadeva. I thought I was going to want to say something, but I think that pretty much covers it all. So I will leave it there as well. Subscribe if you like this channel. Click the bell button so you can be notified. Share it on social media. Let other people know about this channel. And yeah, let's see where this goes. And of course, go to the thunderwizard.com YouTube channel and subscribe there as well, where we deal with all the energy practices and everything. And of course, if you want to have your own recorded video transmission, you can go to mahadeva.thunderwizard.com. And I have no idea how long these transmissions last. So what you're going to get is, I will do what I just did. I will channel Mahadeva and see whatever he has to say for you. And there you go. All right. Thunderwizard.com, YouTube channel, and of course, mahadeva.thunderwizard.com. All right. That's it. I wish you guys the bliss of the awareness of your own existence. And I will see you all very soon.